Okay, hello. This is Taylor doing Katie's lesson plan. So as I was going through your lesson plan, I really like how you're gonna um connect it to the Fort Bend County Fair because when I went to school in Dallas, we had a day off for the fair. So we got to know a lot about the fair and we were able to connect that whenever we did a lesson in the classroom. And then the only thing that I'm concerned about is in your objectives, you said the student will be able to learn about different cultures and holidays that happen in their community. So I didn't know if what you're connecting it to needed to be a holiday or if that was just an extra part and holidays instead of. So that's just one thing that I was confused by. I wasn't sure if maybe you instead of Fort Bend that you could use a holiday or something. And I like how you made your ELL different objectives, and said students will be able to orally describe. And I like how you were able to do orally instead of having them write down, and so then it gives them an equal opportunity. Your terms look good. Your technical resources look good. And then I like how you said paper and pencil so that you can write down information about the cultures. So they have the option to write down. And then you're also doing a lot of stuff orally throughout your lesson. And then your focus, you said that you were going to write down on a piece of paper under the document camera and have students turn and talk to discuss its meaning. I think I think this is a good way of doing it, but with third grade, that's the grade. Yeah, third grade. I don't know if they could just go based off of just having culture and then just using one word to have a whole conversation. And so I feel like maybe you could ask them, um, what is your culture? How do you celebrate it? Maybe something like that. Give them a little more something. And then also, I realized you had put the Pebble Go video on the side. I didn't know if you were going to be using that into your focus. I didn't know if that was going to be part of your focus. It didn't really say anything right here. So, and I think that if you do use your Pebble Go video into your focus, maybe you can go ahead and place or play the Pebble Go video and then have the students write about um well, you write the word culture under the document camera and then have the students talk about it. I think maybe that will get more of their brain working if they've already seen a video, but um, I don't know if you were gonna play this or what. So maybe if you just add in there that you were gonna play the video and everything like that. And your content, I like your content, and I like how you are using the Fort Bend County Fair because that's a real world connection, which is good for the kids. And I like how you added the link for the video or the pictures. One thing that I was gonna say is I know there's some videos for maybe kids that like haven't been able excuse me, I'm a little sick, that haven't been able to go to the fair. So maybe if you could just play like a short little clip or just something that the pictures are really good to feel like the students are there for students that may not be able to have went. And then for your ELL, you said I will explain more in depth and in terminology that they will understand as to what the county fair is. And I feel like, if they are from the community, then they would know, but that's good because, they could have just moved and they're not really familiar. So I like how you put that in there. And your guided practice, it says that you're going to be guiding a discussion with the students. And I think maybe you could get a book or something that could kind of help guide your conversation. So you could find a book that talks about a specific culture event and then how they celebrate it. And as you go through that book, you can talk about how you would celebrate a certain event. But as far as just like having the discussion with the students, I see that it may not get where you need it to be. So if you can have that book and help the students guide the conversation, I think that will be really well. Or if you didn't want to use a book, you could go ahead and have questions already pre-made so that when conducting the discussion and just say, happens to the best of us, you lose the question, you can just already have your questions written down, and then so you can guide the students. And yes, that sounds good. The ELO, I will leave the visuals on the board so they can refer back to. I think this is good for all students. I know ELLs have really good times with good connections with the visuals, but sometimes just as kids, you just need to keep referring back to the visual to understand and watch for the clues that they're learning for. And then their independent practice. This seems like a bit simple for third grade. So students will complete the sentence stem. Our community celebrates blank to focus on the blank culture, which this could be like a quick exit ticket or something, but maybe have the students like write a paragraph about how their community celebrates a culture event and for what culture it is, and if they've been to it, they could have like a little writing thing. Those templates, they have a place on the top where you can draw your picture and then you can do your writing. So you could have a little template like that to see if they understand. And then so you're going to do your independent practice orally. So I think that if you have independent is, supposed to kind of be like assessed independently. I don't know. I've never done it like this. It might work great. But you said that the teacher will have the students on the floor talking one at a time. I just feel that like you kind of put kids on the spot, and then if they're not comfortable talking, they may know all about the community celebrating and the culture and everything, but if they don't feel comfortable and they're shy talking, then it may not be projected as they understand. So yeah, maybe doing something like at their desk independently. I have never seen it like on the carpet together and then just talking one at a time. It may take a little longer, and I don't know if you have time for all of that. But so that's just an idea. But if this works for you, go ahead and continue to do it. And then your closure, your students will complete the My Holidays tradition. I guess that's the worksheet. And honestly, if you were to switch your closure and independent practice, I think that would be like a good little thing, because if you make this to where you complete the sentence stem to your closure, then the students can share out what they celebrate, and it focuses on what kind of culture. That can kind of be like the closure, so you can kind of hear like what your students celebrate and how they celebrate it and what different cultures that they come from. And then the independent practice will be working by themselves to complete the handout based on their own culture. So I think this will be really good to switch your closure to your independent practice. And then when they come back and you close the lesson, they'll kind of get to share what they did on My Holiday Tradition with the class. And they'll kind of get a good little closure together. And I like how you did all your ELLs in your lesson. I think that there's great visuals with these pictures. Overall, I think your lesson is great. And I really hope that it works for you. And I really want to watch your video when you turn it in to see if like you did your independent practice like that. Because I've never seen it done like that. And so maybe it could be really good. But overall, I think you had some great ideas. And I hope you or wish you the best of luck.